Hello and welcome to The Way I See It. In this four-part archival series where I feature Professor Dr. Christopher B Lynch, he here talks to us about how he invented the B Lynch Suture. This is a gynecological procedure which saves women from dying at childbirth due to hemorrhaging.
The B Lynch invention came about by what I call divine intervention. I was in bed, fast asleep, and my colleagues had difficulty in the hospital. I was called in to help with a lady who was having her first baby and had the baby and bled profusely. They transfused her over 15 pints of blood and they still could not stop the bleeding. So as a senior consultant, I was called to come and help. I arrived there, in fact, in my pajamas. Everybody thought I was funny-looking chap. I just put a gown over, went to theatre and did what I had to do. From a dream that I had 6 months before, a patient was involved in a road traffic accident and bled quite a lot, and I used my pair of braces, the ones that I wear in my everyday life. So the thought came to me to use that philosophy or the technique involved in that by using suture material. So I use this suture material like braces and stop the bleeding. And it looked like, the uterus then looked like chicken for Christmas. You know, although you put it in that way, but in reality it stopped the bleeding and the patient survived. Otherwise would have died. Then I said to my colleague, we must look into this material and see why it works. So we started monitoring other patients, went to the theatre at all hours to help others when this thing occurred, and it all worked. So I published it in the British Journal. At first, the British Journal were a bit reluctant to publish it. I don't know, because it was coming from me as a foreigner or something like that, but the fact of the matter is, other journals offered to do that, and the British Journal decided it will do it, because the major invention is the only operation that has been invented for the last 100 years in obstetrics. So it was a landmark and a tremendous milestone in the development of education and safe practice. So it worked. And today, there's over 4,000 women around the world that I know, from feedback and the website, that have benefited from the operation, whose lives have been saved, whose uterus have been conserved, and they've had babies after. The model I have here is simple, it's effective, and it's cheap. In training and educating doctors around the world as to how to apply the B Lynch operation, I go to different parts of the world, so it's easy to carry because it's made of wool, and it looks exactly like the uterus after a baby is born. You can see this patient, so to speak, has had a cesarean section. This is where the baby came out. So you assume that this woman is bleeding heavily, and the womb has not contracted to stop the bleeding. So the doctor comes in, after explaining and taking consent, if he can, to put the suture through and over the top, through the back, and into the cavity and outside. So the sum total of the effect is to clamp down the uterus, and if you squeeze it like that, the bleeding will stop. And this suture is short life, so it disappears in 21 days or thereabouts. So the patient can live a normal life, have another baby, and hopefully not run into the same difficulty next time.
Thank you for watching. To find out more about Professor Dr. Christopher B Lynch, buy my book, The Professor and I. It's available on Amazon right now. Be inspired. See you next time on The Way I See It.